Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is boy Sam from our trading here, and today we'll be looking into the ShibaSwap exchange and how you can maximize your profits through this platform. Now, it's without saying that anything throughout this video is for entertainment purposes only and not financial advice. You dictate what you want to do with your money, and I cannot do that for you. You know, do your own due diligence, do your own research, and yeah, that's a quick disclaimer. And now let's get on with the video. Okay, so a lot of you are probably wondering, now rewards are out, what is the best way to make money through the ShibaSwap exchange? And I'm going to go through all the functions that could possibly make you a good amount of money. Now, it's without saying everyone should be using the Bone Folio. This is where you can see how much you can get for your buck, how much returns you can get. So your reward per 1,000, for example, for Bone and Wrapped Ethereum is currently 2.52, and this is the current one that I'm utilizing because, as you can see, you get a daily return of investment of 1%. So in turn, well, 100 days from now, you would have made back your investment through Bone token. You know, when you take that out, you will have that amount of Bone available. And also as well, you have unwoofable Bone as well, which we'll get to shortly. But that is pretty much stating what this does actually, and it shows liquidity of each sort of pairing as well for the liquidity pool. And as well, when you stake tokens, you can sort of see, when you bury tokens, you can see exactly what the rewards are for that. So currently the APY for SHIB, if you bury just SHIB, is 25.11%. in addition, 37.09% Bone and 78,000.79% Ethereum. And obviously that is like this is a percentage yield, and this is average percentage rate. So if you bury leash, you can see the current leash APY is currently 151%, and the additional Bone APR is currently 47.12%. So right now, leash actually has quite a nice little, it's got a nice thing going here. So you get a nice return of your leash back, and obviously that converts into X leash, and you can see there's currently been 54,000 leash tokens that have been staked. But you know, you may be wondering, that is not very much. However, you have to remember each leash is currently around $1,890, so that is a fair amount if you look at it like that. And obviously the big one, and this is probably the most profitable one in my opinion for burying, and that is Bone. Now if you look at Bone, the Bone APY as of current is 3,233%, and each Bone is currently going for around the $4 mark as I make this video. The additional Bone APR is 108%. But when you bury, it's important for you to understand why burying's a little bit odd, right? And we'll get back to that very, very shortly. Okay, so now we have gone through all the functionalities of the Bone Folio and what you should be looking out for within the Bone Folio, and you know how to maximize your investment. We're going to look into the bury, and we're going to look into the dig feature for ShibaSwap exchange. Now we're going to cover dig first, right? So dig, you're obviously providing liquidity. I do own liquidity. It doesn't say it down here. I think it's a glitch, but I did actually put the SSLP tokens into the WOOF claim rewards, and as you can see, I did do a claim just to see, you know, the sort of fees that I'd be getting, and it works out to around $5 to take out, and this was during a very off time. For anyone who doesn't know like how the gas fees work, if you do it at an off time where not many people are using the Ethereum exchange, or the Ethereum scan exchange, right, you will get less gas fees because there is less population currently on it. And as you can see, as of right now, I currently have 7.97 LP within this Bone/Wrapped Ethereum bracket. And as you can see, the current APR for this is 357%, which I'm very, very happy with. And as you can see, I did take out 33 Bone earlier. And to put a quick disclaimer, I've only had this in since 6 p.m. yesterday, and I'm currently making this video roughly 5:30 p.m. So this is almost a 24-hour window, and I have managed to farm roughly around 37 Bone, which equates to, so from the current prices of Bone as of current, I just did it on my phone, I'll roughly be making $145. So that is very, very nice to see. And as you can see, the way this all works, the way you can claim these WOOF rewards, right? you have to basically wait to claim 66% of your rewards. So, for example, if I was to woof this, I'm not going to do it because it's pointless doing it so low. But when I woof this, I would get around 1.3 bone being able to get put in my wallet, because 33% is woofable now. However, the 66% is only woofable after the 6-month period that has been set on here. So as you can see, this is my woofable bone after that set amount of time, and that currently is, as you can see there, 22.67 bone. So I mean, that would be I can't do maths right now, but it'll be around $80 thereabouts, right? So that is the beauty of Bone and Wrapped Ethereum. And you're probably wondering, Sam, how much of Bone / Wrapped Ethereum did you put onto the exchange? Now, 7.97 LP is worth roughly around, I think, the $1,600 mark, right? So that's roughly how much I put in, and you can already see the returns that I'm getting. So within that 24-hour window, which I stated earlier, I have made roughly around $150 already back, and that is the beauty of digging. You will get your value back very, very quickly, and it's definitely worth keeping an eye on, because I think if you utilize maybe this one and potentially a leash and bone, and maybe Shiba and bone as well, that's got a pretty good APR on that as well, considering, you know, what you're actually staking. There are some very, very positive APRs surrounding these sorts of pairings, these liquidity pairings. So definitely keep an eye out on that, because I think that it could be a very good play. And also, not to mention as well, once you woof your 33% from digging, you can then bury the token, right? You can bury it into the bone APR. And as you can see, the bone APR right now, 108%. That is beautiful, beautiful stuff. Now, I actually, before this, I did not bury anything. So I don't have any rewards to claim. However, I will show you through exactly how it works nonetheless, right? So, for example, if I wanted to bury some SHIB right now, what you would do is you would obviously approve it. You would then go through the gas fee process, and then it would go onto your account after so long, right? And what will happen is it will say the total amount of SHIB that has been buried. Now, these rewards come out on a weekly basis. So I believe, so it happened on Saturday evening, right? GMT time. That's when these tokens actually got released, like the rewards for the woofable rewards, should we say, the bury rewards. So that is roughly going to be the time when they release the rewards. And as you can see, the bone APR is 37.08% if you buried SHIB. The Ethereum rate is 80,000 as of current, which is very, very high. And the current SHIB APY, so the amount of SHIB you would get back from that initial bury that you put in, was 25.25% every single, well, actually this one would be every single week, and then the other two would be on a yearly basis, right? So, or percentage, I don't know actually, hold on. So yeah, cut a long story short, the Ethereum that you get back is also on a weekly basis. You get a set amount of Ethereum back as well. And I just looked up a YouTube video, someone who actually had the claim rewards, and they got their rewards as well, very similar to how the bone works. So I assume it's going to happen on a weekly basis, which is fire, honestly. That is very, very nice. Looking at the bone APR for leash, so this is the return on leash that you would get back. You can see that you get 47.11% bone for every leash that you put in. So leash obviously costs around 1,800. So in return, you would be getting 47.11% of your like APR back from it. So that is a positive feature, and again, that is on a weekly basis. And last but not least, and probably the most profitable one that I have seen, is bone. Now, as you can see, I'm actually in the process of getting some bones staked in, and that was the bone which I woofed out. And in my opinion, I want to ensure that my money is working for me. Like, you take the money out and then you put it back into work, and I think that is probably the best way to use the ShibaSwap exchange. It's sort of replenishing and recycling all of the bone which you're going to be getting through the different functionalities of digging and burying, and utilizing it back in to get these very, very nice rewards. rewards. It's got to be said. So you see the bone APR is 108%, and that is on a weekly basis. So you'll be getting that sort of percentage return on your bone, which is lovely to see. That's a lot better than what you're going to get in banks or anywhere, really. That percentage is absolutely beautiful, right? And the bone APY, so this is what you would get on I'm assuming this is a yearly basis, right? And that is 3,368%, which again, very, very nice returns, and you cannot turn your nose up at that. That is better than you're going to get in any sort of bank, provided the bone price stays up. Now, I believe bone is still quite an undervalued asset, so I wouldn't worry too much about the bone going down from $12 down to $4. But, you know, I think bone is going to be one that we have to keep an eye on, and how they're distributing this bone asset, because who knows, really. That it could mess up the bone exchange. I'm going to be honest, but if they do it right and do it ethically, it's going to maintain the value and potentially push the value back up again. So keep an eye on the bone price when you're doing all of this stuff. But in my opinion, this is a win-win situation. Very low risk, in my opinion, from what I've seen. Digging's a bit more riskier because you're providing liquidity and not just staking your tokens. So in my opinion, Bury if you want a low risk, high return. But Dig is obviously a higher risk, but you get higher rewards for it over time, in my opinion. And this is all my opinion, not financial advice, but if you've got the amount of money to put into it, I would put it into digging if you're thinking of investing onto ShibaSwap. And obviously the bury feature, I'd get the dig, so the money that you dig up with that bone, those bones that you dig up, I would then bury it back into the exchange, and it almost keep doubling your money. You just keep doubling down, and eventually you're going to come out with a fair whack, in my opinion. And I hope this maintains the eco structure and the ecosystem of the ShibaSwap exchange that's very, very strong, in my opinion, and is very, very, it's in a good position for a lot of people to make a lot of profit. So very impressed with ShibaSwap and the team behind Shiba. They've done an amazing job coding this website. I mean, they still have a 90% certic level, which is insanely high. So congratulations. With that being said, I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and I hope this provided a bit of clarity for all of you and helps you sort of get an understanding of the ShibaSwap exchange. This has been Roy South from our train. See you next video on the channel. Take care, everyone.